YouTube. Ivan here. Um, Today's video is going to be about diplomatic immunity. I'm going to talk about what diplomatic immunity is, how to get it, and what it gives you. Okay, so in case any of you don't know, diplomatic immunity is basically your get out of jail card when you're abroad, or in some cases other parts of your own country. For example, if you are a diplomat assigned to, say, America, you could be dispatched to England to have conferences and international talks about, plans and stuff. And the whole point of diplomatic immunity, let me just tell you the history. A bunch of countries round about, I think, for about 197, I think. Yeah, 197 countries signed some Geneva Conventions agreement, which basically meant that anyone bearing a diplomatic passport would not be subject to another country's punishment. So, what that basically means is if you were to get like a speeding ticket, or if you was to get a parking fine, you could avoid it without going to jail in that country and facing deportation. Now, of course, many corrupt individuals, and not even just, in some cases, the person just doesn't know of the local law. Um, this there has been violations, and this has basically been used as an excuse to say you can't arrest me. This doesn't faze me. So I'll give you an example. I've had a personal experience where I was walking somewhere in London, and I basically, as I stacked, I was coming into this guy, and judging by the way he walked, you could clearly tell that he was drunk and he had slurred speech and stuff. So, oh crap, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road here. Quick, let me get onto the main road. So yeah, he bumps into me, says something, and then he gets into his car. And then there's a police officer walking past us, so I'm like, whoa, 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 hang on, this guy's drunk. Are you being serious? Are you going to let him drive just like that? And he's like, sir. And then he comes up to the guy, and the guy, all he has to say is literally diplomatic immunity. As soon as he says that, the police has to leave him alone. All the guy said was, or the police officer was just like, oh, you should be walking instead because this is unsafe. Then the diplomat just drove off, pointing his middle finger out of the window. So, yeah, that's basically what diplomatic immunity gives you. Now, I'm going to talk about how you get diplomatic immunity. Now, there are two ways. One would be the, what some would say, corrupt way, when really it's just companies who give you diplomatic status are doing this without having the person qualify for diplomatic status. What I mean by that is there are companies who will sell you diplomatic immunity, and the other way of doing this is by becoming a diplomat. Now, who wants to be a diplomat? The amount of headache, quite literally, that you get from it, the amount of stress you go through. Basically, if you screw up on behalf of England, you will screw up on behalf of all of England in the eyes of whichever country you're visiting. So, unless you want your country to be grumpy at you for drink driving and speeding and running pedestrians over, and if you intend to just use diplomatic immunity as a get out of jail card, just please don't do it, because I personally don't want the country which I live in to bar like access and tourism to any other country just because of one idiot who was selfish enough to decide to muck about. Yeah, so that's basically the way of getting diplomatic immunity. Talk about the countries which, sorry, not the countries, the companies which sell diplomatic immunity. I recently had business with a company called Shore Documents, which is, in my opinion, the best way of getting diplomatic immunity, or what I like to call out of jail card. Now, these guys have been in business for 20 years now. The man I contacted was Mr. Gold. And basically, let me just give you an insight into their company. Now, they've been making high quality fake and real documents. Let me explain what I mean by fake and real. Okay, um, everything in the modern day and age is digitalized. So for every passport which gets checked at the border, and I know that this applies to British, American, and EU passports, and I believe Switzerland or Austria might also have something similar. Basically, every passport is microchipped, so just in case you've somehow managed to get under the 100-layer uh, tamper-proof protection of your passport to edit the picture or the text on it, or the information, they are able to then compare it on a computer. Um, Now, having a fake passport basically means that you'll either A, not have a chip at all, uh, or B, you will have a chip, but the name and picture on your fake passport will not match the one on the database, which will instantly not only get you out of the country that you are in, get you deportation, and give you a punishment of impersonating yourself as being someone else, because obviously you're using a fake passport. Now, the real passport comes with a chip which has any bit of information that you want custom made to your preference. For example, the age for diplomatic immunity is 25 as far as I know. Okay, I'm 14, I have diplomatic immunity. Okay, now what these guys actually provide is not just, diplomatic passports. They provide normal passports which give you citizenship of any other country. They give you driver's licenses to, again, any country that you want. They'll give you ID cards which can be made to custom. So if your university has a specific, I don't know, identificational card, or if, say, you got kicked off the campus and you want to get onto it, you can give them a copy of your current card, or send it off to them. And even if it's digitalized, what they can basically do is, say if your card for you to get into your university expires at the end of this year, you send it off to them, they can edit the chip and create a new card with a later date. So yeah, they can give you a stamp for your passport to prove that you've been in the country, I guess. Visas. If you've been banned for misbehaving before you were made a diplomat via this company, if you've been banned from visiting a country for like drink driving or something, or swearing or assaulting a police cop or running someone over, then they can give you a visa and erase all records of your bans or punishment in a country. So now they are based in the USA, so some of these they might not be able to produce to all countries. I know for a fact that they have given me a United States diplomatic passport, so I am untouchable here in the UK. In the USA, unfortunately, I am subject to that country's law, so it is foolproof in some sense. What else do we have? Yeah, we have school diplomas, citizenship from a country, and basically the countries that this company can do are, and the list is quite big, so just to name you a few, you've got the USA, you've got Australia, you've got Canada, you've got the UK, you've got Germany, you've got Belgium, you've got France, you've got Switzerland, you've got Brazil, Finland, Netherlands, Israel, Spain, Italy, Mexico, South Africa, Austria, Bahrain, Argentina, India, China, and Hong Kong. Now, obviously they can do a lot more countries, and it would take me quite a long while to list all of them. We are getting to the end of this video. Now, if you want to receive a custom quote to whatever it is your needs are, message me through YouTube, or email them directly at documentman@hotmail.com. Now, what I must warn you is that using, and this is just a disclaimer obviously, using these documents for, like, in terms of identification, may be illegal and may be punishable in some countries, and it should only really be used for like souvenirs or tourism. But yeah guys, there you go. It was Ivan here with you, just doing a brief talk and some gameplay of Sleeping Dogs. Comment, rate, and subscribe. See you guys.